la traduction, le 1 c'est...
So I just want to indicate that there's of course, there are legal agreements between CAF, the LOC, as well as legal agreements involving the government of Cameroon. What I'm clear in my mind, what I'm absolutely clear about is spectators come to a football match to enjoy the football. Whatever legal obligations or legal commitments there may be, in my mind, are of secondary importance, all of us. I know that legally the LOC is responsible for the safety and the security, but we are their partners. And we have to make sure that the safety, and of course we've been focusing more on COVID-19 and the health of every single spectator is our primary concern. So there is zero tolerance, absolutely zero tolerance on circumstances which could result in people being injured at the stadium or people losing their lives. We have to take emergency and urgent steps now. So I have called a meeting tomorrow of the AFCON organizing committee, and I've also sought the guidance and advice of my vice presidents, whom I want to thank for being here with me. And the starting point is very clear. I need, and CAF needs, a report on what happened, what should have happened, the circumstances that led to people being injured, including those who lost their lives, urgent emergency steps and measures to make sure that that doesn't happen again. We are all partners. And, whenever in my discussions with the CAF people, and I think they legitimately tell me about what the agreements provide, the responsibilities, the LOC, the responsibilities, the government, we are partners. The next match that's supposed to take place at Olembe should not take place. And I spoke to the senior person in government, and it's correct, out of respect, they are our partners, to indicate that there must be an immediate, a committee that's set up to immediately investigate what happened. And in that context, to find out who was supposed to do what and who did not do and perform their responsibilities. We want that report by Friday. But as I said, the game that is scheduled for Olembe Stadium on Sunday is not going to take place. And as I said, out of respect to our partners and government, it's going to take place at Amadou Ahidjo. So it's going to take place at Amadou Ahidjo, and which is here in Yaounde. And there will be other changes that will be made, but I need to overemphasize. And let me first say that we have inherited the agreements as they stand, because these agreements were concluded quite some time ago. And of course, as I said, whenever something happens, the first thing people do is, I'm not responsible. I'm not the one to blame. It's somebody else. And my starting point is, CAF is a partner. We are as responsible as the LOC, as well as the government. It's our duty. And we will discuss with them in terms of what should have happened, and to make sure that there is immediate institution. And we all have to be satisfied. I absolutely have to be satisfied that what happened will never happen again. Absolutely never happen again. And the disciplinary committee is going to sit and get the report from the match commission and everybody, because they have to get hold of that. But as I said, in the interim, the game that is supposed, the match that's supposed to take place will not take place until there's an absolute thorough report of the circumstances that gave rise to people being injured and losing their lives, and an absolute guarantee that corrective measures have been taken, will be in place to make sure that the remaining matches are played in an environment of primary focus on safety and health, and that we will never, ever, whilst this competition is continuing, have circumstances that will result in people being injured. The safety, security of spectators has to be the fundamental primary concern and obligation. Now let me tell you something else. And I don't want to breach any confidence. I have no doubt that there's a huge amount of commitment, and I've seen that and I've been exposed to that, and that's why I felt confident and continue to feel confident that the people of Cameroon, the government of Cameroon, is absolutely 100% committed. I've seen that, and I continue to see that, and I've got no doubt I'll get that total cooperation until the end. I have a fundamental duty as the president of CAF to make sure that the circumstances, the infrastructure, the facilities at the stadium are in line with safety worldwide. And as I said, we should stop saying that stadiums in Africa will be at a level in terms of global standards, will be at a lower level. We will always aim to make sure that in its totality, whether it's the pitch, whether it's the safety, whether it's the security, that we're in line with what happens in Europe and worldwide. The first entry, you've got to show your ticket. It's good. You are far away from the stadium. You've got to show your ticket. Once you've done that, and then you've got to move on and show your the COVID-19 documentation, which is quite some distance away from the entry, and that's okay. So the processes are fine. It's like having a wonderful car, and everything is okay, but when you start it, it's not functioning as it should. And then came the problem. This gate, which was supposed to be open, if that gate was open, we wouldn't have this problem. But somebody closed it. Who closed it? On whose instructions? And when they realized that it was closed, why wasn't it opened immediately? So we'll deal with those issues. And the issue was, should we postpone today's matches? And it's a very important question. And there are certain things where from my side, there's a duty not just to consult, but also to listen to the guidance of various stakeholders. And the conclusion was we should observe the moment of silence. One of the specific questions is, should we today's matches? Should we start with today's matches? And it was indeed an issue that we had to discuss and consider. And I mean, it's incredible how some of the people who are injured, two of them were saying they can't wait to get out of hospital and go to the stadium. Just on a positive note, as painful and as sad as today is, I mean, I spent more than 2 hours just stuck in the traffic, and I really saw the passion, the absolute passion of the people of Cameroon, and the love they have for football. Now, I come from a country where, you know, we were separated based on race, and we always knew the power of sports.